Hello, I'm Dr. Skip Ward, Dr. James Skip Ward, your facilitator in this course. This is the first of a series of videos that I'll be making for you. I call this series From the Field because I worked quite a long time in the field and I've encountered a lot of this, if not most of it. This is the first chapter, and as in all in this series, I'm going to suggest an essential question that the chapter addresses. To me, the core question here is about our habits and our attitudes to succeed in both work and life in general. Well, the question in my mind is, well, what are the important habits and attitudes? And in my mind, it's the willingness to break down barriers, to know when you've hit a barrier, admit that that has happened, and not just complain, but work on respectfully breaking the barrier down or taking an alternative path. Here's my speculations of how one could go about breaking down a barrier. Let's take the first one, getting under the iceberg. We don't know what lies below the surface of people. There are things such as what you see on the screen. As you engage in conversation, you'll probably discover most, if not all, of those items, depending on how closely you work. So not only do we need to get out from under the iceberg and understand what's below the surface, we have to move out of our echo chamber. If we always stay with people that are just like us, we'll always get what we always got. And one of the great things about working in a job that requires a college degree is you will meet so many people different from you and help you move out of the echo chamber. So we have to get out from under the iceberg, we have to move out of our echo chambers, and we really have to stop filtering information. It's like glasses, sunglasses, that filter out the rays of the sun. But in real life, there are a lot of rays out there that are pretty interesting. And if we're putting on our glasses and filtering it out because we just don't like a person from University A or from race B or country C, we're missing out on a lot of information. In addition, are we listening or are we simply filtering information to meet our own mental models, to meet our own mindsets? And finally, we should do something, such as the people I saw this last month in a newspaper story. They got pretty clever to evade a barrier. They built an island and they could sit and drink on it. Another habit and attitude, I firmly believe, is understanding the audience. Our co-workers are knowledgeable folk. And I have to tell you a little story. I had a friend that was a graduate student here at the university, and he was lucky and got an internship. And another buddy got an internship. And he noticed that pretty quickly he was getting the more important items to do, and his buddy was just getting photocopying to do. And it turned out what his buddy did arrogantly is saying, well, I just got my degree here, I know how to do it. That's pretty arrogant. And that didn't get far. And if you're entering a business, you can assume there are plenty of people there that have been there quite long. I think coworkers and customers are kind of regular people. They have perceptions that are all different. And they have certain questions. What do they already know as a customer or as a coworker? What do they want to know as a customer or a coworker? And what do they really need to know? By the way, I took this photo at a restaurant in Denver over the Christmas holidays because I've never seen one before, but it is certainly what I really need to know. In both work and in life, we want collaborative interaction. We're going to look later on when we reach chapter 2 about how technology, specifically iPhones, have begun to erode interaction and collaboration. These little critters are meerkats, by the way, and they were the symbol of a communication campaign of an oil company in Canada. So when we work together, we're inventing, we're designing, experimenting, acting, but I also think sharing of the information is extremely critical. We don't want in an organization to be siloed. For example, at a university, colleges are siloed because we don't know what's going on in the other colleges. And in many colleges, even the departments are siloed, and people don't know what's going on in their own departments, in their own organization. One thing that's very cool in bringing out information is brainstorming. And brainstorming doesn't mean somebody says something and then somebody else says, no, that's not any good. Brainstorming is putting it all on the list and then going through and organizing it and whittling it down. So, in this 8 minutes of video, we've looked at a core question. We've looked at 2 answers, a willingness to break down barriers, and understanding the audience. Thank you. I hope this has helped you understand the information in chapter 1.